It is 7 p.m. in Seoul. It is 6 a.m. in Washington. I'm Monita Rajpal.
And I'm Zain, Verjee. This is World One live from London.
South Korea says its northern neighbor is pressing ahead with plans to test fire a long-range rocket. A government official in the south says the rocket was moved to its launch pad on Monday, hours after U.S. President Obama warned Pyongyang against taking provocative action. South Korea says it may shoot the rocket down if it strays over South Korean territory. Newspapers around the world are saying about this. The Wall Street Journal's Asia edition has this headline: Obama seeks tougher Korea line. Talking about North Korea and Iran, the article says the two nations have emerged as vexing foreign policy challenges for Mr. Obama as he pursues an ambitious nuclear disarmament agenda and works to forge stronger ties in Asia. A similar view in USA Today under the headline, Nuclear Security Push Slowing Down. The paper says although Iran's and North Korea's nuclear programs are not on the official agenda, the issues will loom large in President Obama's sideline discussions. And a different viewpoint in the Hong Kong edition of the China Daily. The headline is Keep Focus on Nuclear Security. It's a comment piece that goes on to say the participants seem to be more interested in bilateral equations or worst in personal media exposure and popularity ratings.
Spokesman says a gunman wearing an Afghan army uniform has killed two members of the coalition forces in southern Afghanistan. NATO says the attacker was shot and killed. This comes as the U.S. military pays out more than $800,000 to the families of people allegedly shot dead by an American soldier earlier this.
So how have Afghans reacted to this payout? CNN's Sarah Seidner is in the capital, Kabul. She joins us now live. Sarah, I guess that many people are wondering, what are the Afghans making of this? Granted, it's a lot of money, but at the end of the day, people have lost loved ones. You can't compensate for that.
You can't bring back someone's child with $50,000 or the equivalent, but they did take the money. And if you remember a couple of weeks ago when
what about the wider issue? If we bring it into perspective of what is actually happening now in terms of the issue of soldiers' mental health and how coalition forces deal with that in an ongoing, very, very tense and war situation.
Yeah, I mean, there are systems in place to help people who are having issues, and obviously war is going to grate on anyone's mind.
Yeah, good point there, Sarah. Thank you very much. Sarah Seidner there in Kabul. You are watching World One live from London. Coming up, French police move in on the family of the Toulouse gunman. What part did Mohamed Merah's brother play in a series of terror attacks?
And a somber vigil to remember Trayvon Martin. We take you to Florida, where public anger is growing over the killing of an unarmed teenager.
French police have charged the brother of a suspected gunman with being an accessory to murder and attempted murder. Abdelkader Merah was brought before an anti-terror judge in Paris on Sunday. Prosecutors say he is also facing charges of conspiracy to prepare acts of terrorism. With an update on that, Jim.
Hi, Monita. In fact, yes, there are 4 terrorism judges, quite unusual.
Undoubtedly, Jim, there must still be a lot of questions surrounding how Mohamed Merah was able to carry out these attacks if he was under surveillance or had been known to authorities. Last week, we heard the Prime Minister, François Fillon, saying that the country just doesn't have those kind of laws that you probably see in the United States, the Patriot Act, Terrorism Act here in the UK, where they can constantly survey or keep people under surveillance. Is there talk that might be changing in France?
Well, I think there's certainly a lot of talk about why.
World One live from London. Pakistan debates new terms of engagement with the U.S. The country's foreign minister speaks to CNN. Stay with us for that.
The U.S. has yet to say it's sorry for this NATO airstrike. And one of the terms to be voted on is a call for an unconditional apology. How important is it for Pakistan to get this apology?
The government of Pakistan, per se, never asked for an apology. We would have certainly appreciated an apology right after the incident had occurred.
Why?
Well, we take you from Reza Shah in Pakistan to now the Arab League meeting in Iraq. The alliance is holding its first conference in the Iraqi capital since 1990. The focus at the conference will likely be on the crisis in Syria. But as Arwa Damon reports, the focus on the ground will be on security.
In front of us is just one of many additional checkpoints that have been set up in Baghdad, causing massive traffic jams.
British police are trying to piece together how and why a Russian businessman was attacked in London last week. German Gorbuntsov was shot several times on his way into his apartment building in London's financial district on Tuesday. Tika Schubert has been following the story and she joins us now. What is the latest in this pretty intriguing saga?
It is very intriguing, the fact that it happened right in the middle of London's financial district. Right now, police are looking for the driver of a black cab who is believed to have picked him up from his last meeting and then dropped him off right.
This is World One live from London.
Well, Tiger's title drought has come to an end. The former world #1 turned back the clock with a win this weekend. Pedro Pinto is here with all the details on that.
So nice to see both of you this morning.
And you.
No better way to start the week.
True.
No sarcasm at all in that.
None.
All right, let me tell you about Tiger Woods. That's my job. 30 long months, 27 PGA Tour events. That's how long his title drought had lasted. A lot of excitement, twists, turns.
They were nervous. It was the energy, the nervous energy, steady as a rock.
Was that your insight?
That was my insight.
Then again, this is a guy who said Tiger Woods was playing tennis.
Hello, that's what happens when you're sarcastic.
It's Monday morning. Do I get a break?
No.
You're not just a pretty face, Pedro. You're watching World One live from London.
Well underway in parts of Europe where the temperatures at the moment are well above average. Meteorologist Tom Sater is at the World Weather Center with details on that. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Monita. We're looking at warm temperatures to continue for some time, but what we really need and what we think off toward the west a little bit. Nothing like we saw last month, but let's hope we get some rainfall off there to the east.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Well, his films have taken us into other worlds and beneath the sea, but now the director behind Avatar and Titanic has gone one better. James Cameron has become the first person to make a solo descent Never drop you, Zain.
I'd drop you in a heartbeat, Monita. You're watching World One live from London. I'm Zain Verjee.
I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. She will be back to update you the news headlines at the top of the hour.